Nobody yet? All right, so guys or gals to join in on the live. It's been a couple weeks. Welcome back to the Cornfield Customs live at 5. And hold on just a second. Yeah, just technical difficulties, getting stuff out. Jamie is behind the camera today, so I'll take this. And we have Jamie, so she will be reading the questions. This controls some of the stuff. So you've got the little dial thing and the thumb thing. I think thumb is zoom.
Oop.
It's looking all right?
Yeah. Let me...
All right. Yep, so she's just figuring out how to run the camera. She is on the camera because it is Memorial Day, so it's just me and her in the shop. So as you guys join in, make sure to get your questions ready to ask, and yeah.
Jim Kirk says hello.
Hello, welcome back. It's good to be back. So it has been a couple weeks, and while I was out racing at El Mirage, a couple people messaged me and asked where I was, why I wasn't doing the lives. So if you're just now tuning in and you weren't aware, I was out prepping the car for El Mirage, and then we raced at El Mirage. I'll get to the results of that here in a few. And then I did a class in Riverside, and then I got home last week. So as questions come in, we will kind of get to a good stopping point in my rambling and answer your questions as we go. So some big stuff in the shop right before I left. The Mack truck fenders shipped out. So they are done, finished, and the client at the shop that's finishing them reached out, sent me some pictures. Those are on Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't follow me on there, I highly recommend you doing that so you can kind of see more day-to-day updates and stuff like that. And if you haven't watched the Mack truck fender series, make sure to check that out as well. They were really cool, really happy with the way they turned out, and the client's happy with how they're looking on the truck. So that's awesome.
I was just going to say, I think it's interesting how they look on the truck because they don't look nearly as large as they did sitting in the shop.
Yeah, so being on the big Mack truck chassis with the big wheels, it kind of makes the fenders look normal sized or small. But that's the joys of big trucks and big fenders. It all goes about proportions.
Yeah.
Any questions yet?
I don't see any. I might need your help with that, but I don't see
any. Yeah,
it
should come up at the bottom.
Yep, just there?
Yep.
Okay. No,
yeah.
Nothing yet, so feel free to get in the questions, guys. No one's asked anything yet, so we should be able to get to it.
Yeah. So again, get those questions ready, and we'll talk about El Mirage. So I had went to California. I drove out, and I left here on Mother's Day, which was the 11th, bright and early, and I drove from here to western Oklahoma. I think I was about 100 miles from the Texas border. So I did that in day one, met a few of you guys along the way to drop off frame rails. I think there were 3 or 4 on day one that I met. And then on day 2, I drove from where I stopped in Oklahoma, pretty much to Barstow, California. And I had to meet a couple people along the way there as well. So lots of driving. It was 900 miles the first day and I think 1,200 the second. And woke up super early on Tuesday. I think it was 4 a.m. local time there in Barstow. And I drove into Kiwi Steve's shop at Brea. And as soon as he got there, I got busy on the car because we had to replace 2 fuel lines, put the seat in, get the seat belts adjusted and put in the car, a couple fuel lines, fluid changes, do all the inner wheel wells, all the interior sheet metal. I wanted to scale it, check the balance, get the CG and the CP dialed in a little bit better, and had to get tires put on wheels, belly pans, parachute mount. There was just a bunch of stuff going on. So we were, I had to hit that hard, and we got it wrapped up by Thursday. So all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and a little bit Thursday morning, and we were ready to head to the lake bed. So Jamie says we have a question, so we'll get to that question.
Yeah, someone wants to know, Dalton wants to know, what brand paper do you use for templates?
The paper I use, I don't really know the brand. It's just white auto body masking paper. Every time I order it, it comes in a different box. we can walk over there, and hopefully we don't lose Wi-Fi. It was kind of acting up like it always does. So hopefully it behaves. But every time I order paper from the local body shop, it comes in a different manufacturer's box. So I don't know if it matters. It's just plain white. Sometimes it comes with a little bit of like wax on the backside. Sometimes it does not. Let's see. Yeah, so with wax, without, it works. I just like the white because whatever the thickness is. I don't know what the designated mill thickness is on white auto body masking paper.
Yeah, we can look at a template we walked by. So
Yeah. Yeah, but none of, like I said, I don't know the real manufacturer. Yeah, so all the patterns, it's just straight white auto body masking paper. This one doesn't have the wax on it, and this one does. So it doesn't matter. It's all about the thickness and what you like. So try a couple different papers because you might like something closer like a butcher paper, or you might like something even thinner. So just try it out and see what you like.
Dalton says he'll be here in June for your class.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks. Yeah. So I can try to track down and see a couple different manufacturers of the paper, but again, I don't think it matters. Any other questions, or should we get back to stories? Stories?
I guess stories, yeah.
All right. So after we got the car all loaded up, we went to El Mirage, which from Brea to the El Mirage lake bed's about 2 hours. Went up there, got the car all unloaded, and at this point I hadn't driven it much, just a little bit around the parking lot at Kiwi Steve's place. So we got all suited up, did a couple test pulls, ran it up to about 100 mile an hour, pulled the chutes, just make sure everything worked. Did 2 of those, and we were good to go. Felt pretty confident. It was easier to shift with my left hand at a 6-speed than I thought it would be. But we also ordered a sequential shifter just to make things easier. So that is going to go in between June and Bonneville once the car comes home. So the car went through tech good. There were no major issues. Making a funny face.
Somebody says potato quality. I don't know what that means.
Probably means poor quality.
I don't know if they mean the Wi-Fi, or like the live, or if they mean
Well,
just that's all it says. So
yeah, well, who said it?
Somebody named Derp Wolf. So
I don't know.
Okay.
It is what it is. If there's complaints, complain. I don't really care. We're doing the best we can with what we got.
Yeah.
We get lots of complaints over audio quality. I've gone through 3 different types of microphones in the past 6 months, and everybody complains. Well, not everybody. Some people complain about this. Some people complain about that. Deal with it. I'll watch your feed, and I'll complain just the same. If you don't have a feed, oh well. So, yep, we went, back to the story. We went through tech, everything went good, and then Saturday, racing started. So our first shakedown run, I had to license to a C license. I had a D license, which is good to 150. So we had to run 150 to 175. First time under serious power. I ran a 158, getting used to the car, and then a big dust storm came in, and they shut racing down for the day. So then on Sunday, went back out, and I had to run for a license from 175 to 200, and I was kind of pushing a little bit hard, and the track conditions had kind of deteriorated a little bit. So at 182, the car spun, it hit a soft spot and just kind of came around, and we got yellow tagged for the spin, and we just had to get re-inspected, make sure there were no flat spots on the tires.
What does the yellow tag mean? That's just me.
A yellow tag is just an infringement. So like if you run off course, if you have a fire, it goes right on the car. So when you come up to the line, the starter can see that you had a yellow tag, and it needs to be signed off by an inspector. So washed the tires off, made sure there were no flat spots, got re-inspected, got slapped on the wrist about why I spun, how to not do that in the future. And we went back, and the course had deteriorated a little bit more, so I took it easy, and we ran 148, and then the meet was over. So I had decided to leave the truck, trailer, car, everything in California, and fly home after I had to do the class in Riverside, and just leave it there till June, which is, it's what, the 20th, I think, is when racing
19th.
is?
Oh, the 21st, I
Yeah,
think.
21st and 22nd
Yeah.
is racing at El Mirage for the June meet, and we're going to fly back out, race in June, and then come home. So that's the story of El Mirage and kind of how things went. I think the car is really capable of getting records. We just got to kind of learn the car a little bit and figure some stuff out, and we'll just keep improving as we go. Any other questions about other than being a potato?
No, I think Dennis is trying to say something, or he's pocket commenting.
Yeah.
But it's not. Oh, okay. I think he was just at home grilling. He says he's in the house.
Well, thanks for joining us, Dennis.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Dennis always, well, Jamie's new, so she doesn't know how things always work.
I'm just learning.
Yeah.
So forgive me.
Yeah. Dennis comments on, I think, all of our Instagram stuff, our YouTube stuff, Facebook, and then he is here on the lives. So Dennis is a big supporter, and I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you can read, it doesn't just have to be questions, you can read all the comments.
Yeah.
Even if they're bad.
Even if they're bad.
Even if they're bad. So
Dennis just said yes. So
what was that?
Dennis said yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the support, Dennis. Yeah. So I got back last Thursday night late.
Yeah.
And then it's been a kind of a holiday weekend. So I came in a little bit, cleaned up the shop because I had a welding class right before I left. So the Friday night and Saturday before I left, we had a welding class. So I didn't even get to clean up from that. But came in, cleaned up a little bit, wrote out this month's schedule. So this coming week, I'm going to be back on the Mustang and going to work on the driver's side wheel well. I've got a roof insert and a couple sets of rails. I went ahead and did these today, and I'll show them to you back there. And then next week, we have June's Garage Night. So if you're in the area or you want to come, make sure to plan accordingly. The first Friday of every month, as long as I'm in town, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Shop is open to the public. And so then I'm going to continue next week. I'm going to continue on the driver's side quarter panel on the convertible, putting the C6 Corvette lights in there. And then I have to do a Jaguar fender repair that got backed into by, I think, a dump truck. So that'll be coming in, hopefully a quick turnaround. And then we get ready to go back to El Mirage. And then I'm going to be on the hardtop and the sedan. And that wraps up pretty much all of our month. So just busy, kind of like always. And some cool stuff that happened yesterday. One of my buddies over at the Warburg Museum got a hold of me and asked if I would be a 1944 North American T6 trainer. So of course. So I went over there last night and we went flying for a little while, and super cool. I love old planes, and then it was way more fun to fly the T6 than it is like a Cessna. When I was getting my pilot's license stuff, the Cessna was okay, but I just like how well the T6 trainer handles. It's a much more enjoyable flying experience. So big thanks to my friend Mike Valero over at the Warburg Museum for taking me up in the T6, which was super rad.
Dennis says it's a little fuzzy, so maybe we should move.
Yeah, we don't know if it's a Wi-Fi issue or what, because we still can't figure that out. I've got the best Wi-Fi or the best internet we can buy here. So just put that in your pocket. Okay. So we're trying to run off of my phone, which I think